Salam alaikum, everyone. Welcome to IQ, Illuminating Quran. My name is Sahar Rizk. I hope everyone is doing well today. Today, we're actually doing a surah that has this verse in it. We relate to you the best narratives, best of narratives in Surah Yusuf. So the story today is about Joseph. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. We relate to you, O Muhammad, the best of stories in what we have revealed to you of this Quran, although you were before it among the unaware. So this whole chapter, God is telling us the best story of the Quran, and He's revealing to Sayyidina Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam. Grab a cup of coffee. Oh, these stories mention when Joseph said to his father, O my father, indeed I have seen a dream. 11 stars and the sun and the moon, I saw them prostrating to me. His father said, O my son, don't relate your vision to your brothers, or they will contrive against you a plan. Indeed, Satan to man is a manifest enemy. When they said, Joseph and his brother are more beloved to our father than we, while we are clan, indeed, our father is in clear error. Of course, that's why he pays attention to his little son, because he needs attention. But these are grown men, but still jealous. Kill Joseph, one said, or cast him out to another land and countenance of your father will then be only for you, and you will be after that a righteous people. Said a speaker among them, don't kill Joseph, but throw him into the bottom of a well. Some travelers will pick him up if you would do something. Now, we talked before about the evil ones escalate the evilness, and the good-hearted people de-escalate. So not everyone in Yaqub's sons were prophethood, only two, and I think this good-hearted one, probably their kids, his descendants were granted prophethood. They said, O our father, why do you not entrust us with Joseph, while indeed we are to him sincere counselors? Send him with us tomorrow, and he may eat well and play, and indeed we will be his guardians. Jacob said, Indeed, it saddens me that you should take him, and I fear that a wolf would eat him while you are of him unaware. They said, If a wolf should eat him while we are strong clan, indeed we would then be losers. So when they took him out and agreed to put him into the bottom of the well, but we inspired to him, you will surely inform them someday about this affair of theirs, while they don't perceive your identity. So God give him just a little bit of a vision there. And they came to their father at night, weeping. They said, O our father, indeed we went racing each other and left Joseph with our possessions, and the wolf ate him. But you would not believe us even if we were truthful. And they brought upon his shirt false blood. Jacob said, Rather, your souls have enticed you to to something, so patience is most fitting, and Allah is the one sought for help against that which you describe. And there came a company of travelers. Then they sent their water drawer, and he let down his bucket. He said, "Good news, here is a boy." And they concealed him, taking him as merchandise, and Allah was knowing of what they did. And they sold him to for a reduced price, a few dirhams, and they were concerning him of those content with little. And the one from Egypt who bought him said to his wife, "Make his residence comfortable. Perhaps he will benefit us, or we will adopt him as a son." And thus we established Joseph in a land that we might teach him interpretation of events or ahadith. And Allah is predominant over his affair. But most of the people don't know. Everything was planned out, God's will. And she, in whose house he was, sought to seduce him. She closed the doors and said, "Come, you." He said, "I seek the refuge of Allah. Indeed, He is my master who has made good my residence. Indeed, wrongdoer will not succeed." And she certainly determined to seduce him, and he would have inclined to her, and he not seen to her, had he not seen the proof of his Lord. So he was tempted a little bit, but he saw God and he restrained himself. And thus it was what we should avert from him evil and immorality. Indeed, he was of our chosen servants. So God protected him. And they both raced to the door, and she tore his shirt from the back, and they found her husband at the door. She said, "What is the recompense of one who intended evil for your wife, but that he is imprisoned or painful punishment?" Joseph said, "It was she who sought to seduce me." And a witness from her family testified, if his shirt is torn from the front, then she has told the truth, and he is the liar. But if his shirt is torn from the back, then she has lied, and he is of the truthful. So when her husband saw his shirt torn from the back, he said, "Indeed, it is of the woman's plan. Indeed, your plan is great." Joseph, "Ignore this, and my wife, ask forgiveness for your sin. Indeed, you were of the sinful." And women in the city said, the wife of the Aziz is seeking to seduce her slave boy. He has impassioned her with love. Indeed, we see her to be in clear error. So she heard of what she said, and she sharpened all her knives. So when she heard of their scheming, she sent to them and prepared for them a banquet, and gave each one of them a knife, and said to Joseph, "Come out before them." And when they saw him, they greatly admired him, and cut their hands, and said, "Perfect is Allah. This is not a man. This is none but a noble angel." She said, "That is the one about whom you blamed me, and I certainly sought to seduce him, but he firmly refused. And if he will not do what I order him, he will surely be imprisoned and will be of those debased. He said, Joseph, my lord, prison is more to my liking than that of which they invite me. And if you do not avert from me their plan, I might incline toward them and thus be of the ignorant. So his Lord responded to him and averted from him their plan. Indeed, he is the hearing and knowing. Then it appeared to them after they have seen the sign that Al-Aziz should surely imprison him for a while, for a time. And there entered the prison with him two young men. One of them said, I have seen myself in a dream, pressing wine. The other said, Indeed, I have seen myself carrying upon my head some bread from which the birds were eating. Inform us of its interpretation. Indeed, we see you to be of those who do good. He said, You will not receive food that is provided to you, except that I will inform you of its interpretation before it comes to you. That is from what my Lord has taught me. Indeed, I have left the religion of a people who do not believe in Allah, and they in the hereafter are disbelievers. And I have followed the religion of my fathers, Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, and it was not for us to associate anything with Allah. That is from the favor of Allah upon us and upon the people of a people, but most of the people are not grateful. I forgot to go over the father, but here it is. He's the descendant of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Remember, we said Ishmael, his descendant is Muhammad. Isaac, his son is Jacob, and then Joseph. All my two companions of present are separate lords, better or Allah, the one, the prevailing. You worship not besides him except mere names you have named them, you and your fathers, for which Allah has sent down no authority. Legislation is not but for Allah. He has commanded that you worship not except him. That is the correct religion, but most of the people do not know. O two companion of present, as for one of you, he will give drink to his master of wine, but as for the other, he will be crucified, and the birds will eat from his head. The matter has been decreed, about which you both inquire. And he said to the one whom he knew would go free, Mention me before your master. But Satan made him forget. Some say because he shouldn't really ask a favor. He should have asked the favors directly from God. So that's why he made him forget. So Satan made him forget to mention to his master, and Joseph remained in prison several years. And subsequently, the king says, Indeed, I have seen in a dream 7 fat cows eaten by 7 that were lean, and 7 green spikes of grain and others that were dry. O eminent ones, explain to me my vision, if you should interpret visions. They said, it is but a mixture of false dreams, and we are not learned in the interpretation of dreams. But the one who was free and remembered after a time said, I will inform you of the interpretation, so send me forth. He said, Joseph, O man of truth, explain to us about 7 fat cows eaten by 7 that were lean, and 7 green spikes of grain, and others that were dry, that I may return to the people. Perhaps they will know about you. Joseph said, you will plant for 7 years consecutively, and what you harvest leave in its spikes, except a little for which you will eat. Then will come after that 7 difficult years, which will consume what you saved for them, except a little from which you will store. Then will come after that a year which the people will be given rain, and in which they will press olive and grapes. And the king said, bring him to me. But when the messenger came to him, Joseph said, return to master and ask him, what is the case with the women who cut their hands? Indeed, my lord is knowing of their plan. Said the king to the women, what was your condition when you sought to seduce Joseph? They said, perfect is Allah. We know about his we know about him no evil. The wife of Aziz said, now the truth has come evident. It was I who sought to seduce him, and indeed he is of the truthful. That is so Al-Aziz will know that I did not betray him in his absence, and that Allah does not guide the plan of betrayers. And I don't acquit myself. Uh, acquit myself. Indeed, the soul is persistent enjoiner of evil, except those upon which my Lord has mercy. Indeed, my Lord is forgiving and merciful. And the king said, bring him to me. I will appoint him exclusively for myself. And when he spoke to him, he said, indeed, you are today established in position and trusted. Joseph said, appoint me over storehouse of the land. Indeed, I will be knowing guardian. And thus we established Joseph in the land, settle therein wherever he willed. We touch with our mercy whom we will, and we will not allow to be lost the reward for those who do good. And the brothers of Joseph came seeking food, and they entered upon him, and he recognized them, but he was to them unknown. And when he had furnished them with their supplies, he said, bring me a brother of yours from your father. Don't you see that I give full measure, and that I am the best of accommodators? But if you don't bring him to me, no measure will be there hereafter for you from me, nor will you approach me. They said, we will attempt to dissuade his father from keeping him, and indeed we will do it. And Joseph said to his servant, "Put their merchandise into their saddlebag, so that might recognize it when they have gone back to their people, that perhaps they will again return." So when they returned to their fathers, they said, "Oh, our father, further measure has been denied to us, so send with us our brother, that we will be given measure, and indeed we will be his guardians." Okay, he said, "Should I entrust you with him except under coercion, as I entrusted you with his brother before? But Allah is the best guardian, and He is the most merciful of the merciful." And when they opened their baggage, they found their merchandise returned to them. So apparently, whatever they paid for supplies this time, it was returned to them, probably to entice them or to help them with next time. So they will have enough funds to come back next time to be able to persuade their father. "O our father, what more could we desire? This is our merchandise returned to us, and we will obtain supplies for our family and protect our brother and obtain an increase of a camel's load. That is an easy measurement." Jacob says, "Never will I send him with you until you give me a promise by Allah that you will bring him back to me, unless you should be surrounded by enemies." And when they have given their promise to him, giving their promise, he said, "Allah over what you say is witness." And he said, "O my sons, do not enter from one gate, but enter from different gates, and I cannot avail you against the decree of Allah at all. The decision is only for Allah. Upon Him I have relied, and upon Him let those who would rely indeed rely." And when they entered from where their father had ordered them, it did not avail them against Allah at all, except it was a need within the soul of Jacob, which he satisfied. And indeed, he was a possessor of knowledge because of what he had taught him. But most of the people don't know. And when they entered upon Joseph, he took his brother to himself. He said, "Indeed, I am your brother, so do not despair over what they used to do." So when he had furnished them with their supplies, he put the gold measuring bowl into the bag of his brother. Then he announced, called, "Our caravan, indeed you are thieves." They said, while approaching them, "What is it you are missing?" They said, "We are missing the measure of the king, and for he who produces it is a reward, a camel load, and I am responsible for it." They said, "By Allah, you have certainly known that we did not come to cause corruption in the land, and we have not been thieves." The accuser said, "Then what would be its recompense if you should be liars?" Brother says, "Its recompense is that he in whose bag it is found, he himself will be its recompense. Thus do we recompense the wrongdoers." So he began the search for with their bags before the bag of his brother. Then he extracted it from the bag of his brother. Thus did we plan for Joseph. He could not have taken his brother within the religion of the king except that Allah willed. We raised in degrees whom we will, but over every possessor of knowledge is one more knowing. They said, if he steals, a brother of his has stolen before. If he steals, a brother of his has stolen before. But Joseph kept it within himself and did not reveal to them. He said, you are worst in position, and Allah is most knowing of what you describe. They said, O Aziz, indeed, he has a father who is an old man, so take one of us in place of him. Indeed, we see you as a doer of good. He said, I seek refuge of Allah to prevent that we take except him with whom we found our possession. Indeed, we would then be unjust. So when they had despaired of him, they secluded themselves in private consultation. The eldest one of them, do you not know that your father has taken upon you an oath by Allah, and that before you failed in your duty to Joseph, so I will never leave this land until my father permits me or Allah decides for me, and he is the best of judges. Return to your father, say, O father, indeed your son has stolen. We did not testify except for what we knew, and we were not witnesses of the unseen. And ask the city in which we were and the caravan in which we came, and indeed we are truthful. Jacob said, rather your souls have enticed you to something, so patient is most fitting. Perhaps Allah will bring them to me all together. Indeed, it is He who is knowing and wise. And he turned away from them and said, oh, my sorrow over Joseph. And his eyes became white from grief, for he was of that suppressor. They said, by Allah, you will not cease remembering Joseph until you become fatally ill or become of those who perish. He said, I only complain my suffering and my grief to Allah, and I know from Allah that which you do not know. O my sons, go and find out about Joseph and his brother, and despair not of relief from Allah. Indeed, no one despairs of relief from Allah except the disbelieving people. So when they entered upon Joseph, they said, O Aziz, adversity has touched us and our family, and we have become with goods poor in quality, but give us full measure and be charitable to us. Indeed, Allah rewards the charitable. He said, do you know what you did with Joseph and his brother when you were ignorant? They said, are you indeed Joseph? He said, I am Joseph, and this is my brother. Allah has certainly favored us. Indeed, he who fears Allah and is patient, then indeed Allah does not allow to be lost the reward of those who do good. They said, By Allah, certainly has Allah preferred you over us, and indeed we have been sinners. Oh yes. He said, no blame will there be upon you today. Allah will forgive you, and He is the most merciful of the merciful. Take this, my shirt, and cast it over the face of my father. He will become seeing and bring me, my family, all together. And when the caravan departed from Egypt, their father says, indeed, I find the smell of Joseph, and would say that he was alive. If you did not think me weakened in the mind, they said, by Allah, indeed, you are in your same old error. And when the bearer of good tidings arrived, he cast it over his face, and he returned once again seeing. He said, did I not tell you that I know from Allah that which you do not know? They said, O our Father, ask for us forgiveness of our sins. Indeed, we have been sinners. He said, I will ask forgiveness of you for you from my Lord. Indeed, it is He who is forgiving and merciful. And when they entered upon Joseph, he took his parent to himself and said, enter Egypt, Allah willing, safe and secure. And he raised his parents upon the throne, and they bowed to him in prostration. And he said, O my father, this is the explanation of my vision of before. My Lord has made it reality, and he has certainly good to me. He was certainly good to me when he took me out of prison and brought you here from the Bedouin life. After Satan have induced estrangement between me and my brothers. Indeed, my Lord is subtle in what he wills. Indeed, it is he who is the knowing and wise. My Lord, you have given me something of sovereignty and taught me of the interpretation of the dreams. Creator of the heavens and earth, you are my protector in this world and in the hereafter. Cause me to die a Muslim and join me with the righteous. Ah, right. That was the best story of the whole Quran. Best narrative. Joseph. Um, I hope you enjoyed that one. Thank you so much for listening and watching. Until next time, take good care of yourself. Salam alaikum, everyone. We used to listen to this every Ramadan, and Ramadan, inshallah, will be here in less than a couple of weeks. So you might want to listen to it either before you break the fasting or before suhoor. Okay? May God bless all of you. Thank you so much. Salam alaikum, everyone.